This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, now today we are going to discuss about the Nexus Artifactory Repository. Nexus, it is a Artifactory Repository tools. Okay, Nexus Artifactory Repository tools. Artifactory Repository tools. Now today we are going to discuss this concept today. And yesterday we discussed what master slave architecture, right? And for why we are using master slave architecture? Basically, you want to share your job content want to download for the using for the different slaves running on your jobs, right? That is what we are going to use the master slave architecture. Now today what we are going to discuss Nexus Artifactory Repository. Okay, what is the purpose of this using? Okay, when we are going to use the Artifactory Repository tools. Okay, Nexus or JFrog. Okay, JFrog or S3 buckets. Okay, whatever it may be, we are going to use for the different companies are using the different storage places. Okay, now when we are going to use this, okay, let me draw the diagram. Okay, now basically what happened, I have a development, right? For example, I'm the developer. I developed my code. And what I did, I done my repository. I pushed to the my code into repository. Okay, I pushed code into my repository. Done. This is done. When I push the code, what happened? My Jenkins, what it will do? It will get the code from the repository. My Jenkins will get the auto build. Okay, webhooks I'm using. Now automatically it will build. And then what happened? Next, my Maven will be what my Maven will do. Let me write the tools names also. This is Git is installed in the local system, and GitHub. This is a GitHub my central repository. GitHub is a central repository, and this is a Jenkins. I'm pulling my code. I'm using for CI/CD tool as a Jenkins code, and then next I'm getting code from the Jenkins to my. This is my Maven. Okay, this is my Maven tool. This Maven, what it do? It will compile the code. It will test the code and get the package, right? This Maven will give the var or jar file as the final output if I'm using the Java application. Okay, now if I build right now, present build is done. Now what happened? This var file is deployment. This var file went for the deployment. This var file went for the deployment. Okay, that's great. Its deployment is done. And what happened after deployment? After deployment, what happened? The people are accessing my application. People are accessing my application from here. The people are accessing my application. Now take this is a deployment. Okay, now I deploy into the Tomcat server. I deploy into the Tomcat server. I deploy into the Tomcat servers. Now people are accessing my applications like anything. Okay, now that's fine. Now people are accessing my application for their website or whatever it may be. They're accessing, right? They're accessing. Now, for example, some other guy, okay, new code is developed, and what happened? I develop my code. I develop my code, and I merge the code, and I push to the code into repository. Okay, now I push code into my repository. What happened after pushing this? Again, Jenkins will take the latest code, and again it will build. Before building, what will do? It will do the inbuilt one life cycle. What is it will do? It will clean the previous build, right? It will clean the my previous build target folder, right? Previous build target folder it will delete. Previous whatever you will apply, right? The target folder will delete it from the Maven workspace, Jenkins workspace. It will delete. Now the new, if I build again, the new target folder will create a new var file, jar file will create. Now that will go for deployment. Now that new version will go for deployment. For example, the new version is not working. The all what are the options we are going to use? Those are not satisfied. Okay, it's not working properly. My application is not working properly. Then what I will do now? If it is not going to work the latest version, what I will do? What I will do, guys? The latest version, the new target file will create a new app file will generate. It automatically deployed it without any manual interaction. It's my people are accessing. It's not working. Okay, our website is not working. Now, what does mean here? We need to do what we need to do. We need to next what action will take basically. What action will take next? If the old one is working fine and I did the new one is not working. What I will do?
We need the previous code. We have to do that.
We need to take the backup of the previous one, or if you have the previous version, we have the var file, we'll deploy, right? Now, for example, what if not done, what will do? I will take the previous, if I create the tag and tag based deployment, again, I need to others revert my code or something I do with the code level, but I don't want to do the code level, but I want to take a backup of what are the target file that stable version is there. That var file I want to store into my repositories. That before deployment, after building, if it is you feel that is a great, it is working fine, what we'll do, we'll use for the any one of the artifact repository tool. This artifact repository tool, I'm going to push this artifact also. I'm going to one var file will go for the deployment, one jar file will go for the same, okay, what are the version it is there, it will go for the where it is the repository. This is the artifact repository I'm going to push for backupping purpose. If you immediately deployment you want to change or not, just we download from the artifact that var file and we are going to deploy into the Tomcat servers or wherever you want, you will deploy. Immediately deployment will be happening, right? For this backupping of our previous build jars or as shared libraries. Okay, for example, what happened? Internally you are developed some code, but that code is useful for the some other project. Okay, that code is useful for the some other project. What they will do, they will create their own custom jar files. The jar files I can use for the another projects also. There they will store into the again, that is a remote repository we are going to use for. Okay, that remote repository also we are going to store here. It is not only storing the jar file, var file, it can be stored for the GIF files, exe files, anything, exe files, Docker images. Okay, any type of output we are going to store inside our artifact repositories. This, what are the artifact repositories are using in the market means maximum people are using Nexus, JFrog, or S3 buckets they will use. S3 bucket they will use to store the artifact repository tools maximum. Okay, clear guys? Now clear the concept why we are going to use the artifact repositories. When Maven is built, I need to push my artifact repository to my jar file. I need to push to artifact repository. One jar file will go for the same jar file. Okay, one means one place it will go, one place it will go. I need to go with the both places. Now for that we are going to use the any one of the artifact repositories, and we are going to take the Nexus at this point of time. And I'm going to discuss about the Nexus, how to configure the Nexus, how to install the Nexus, how to start the Nexus, how to configure this Nexus to our Jenkins, how it will go for auto build, also, up to end-to-end deployment. I need to implement the one by one step. Clear guys? Concept is clear? Just simple. What are the target file generate the var file? I need to store into my repository. That's a simple for backupping purpose and for future purpose. Clear now? Simple word to take a backup of our previous builds. I want to for future purpose. I'm going to use the artifact repository tools. That I'm going to use the Nexus repository. Okay. Clear? Anyone of any concern, any questions? And we are going to discuss the Nexus now. This is the scenario why we are going to use the artifact repository tools to take a backup of our previous builds, stable version builds. Okay. Clear? Clear? Let me give me confirm guys. Okay. Fine. Thanks Vijay. Jagadish. Okay. Thanks. Now let me do that. Like as okay. Let me discuss about the Nexus now. Okay. Let me discuss about the Nexus. Okay. This is the Nexus is developed by through which company is Sonatype Nexus. We are calling as a Sonatype Nexus. Okay, it available in the two versions. Okay, it is available in the OSS version and Pro version. And what is the difference between OSS version and means it is a free. OSS is the free and Pro is the they will give the 15 days free trial and they will be charged after that. This is a chargeable. Okay, this is charge. Okay, now what is advantage means I will show that. Okay, basically in this free version we can't create a tax, can't create a tax like this is Nexus tag we can't create. Okay, and also we can't extend our custom database. There is a limitations. Okay, custom databases and all. Now if you want to overcome these two, we need to go for the pro version. We need to go with the pro version, right? We need to go with the pro version. That is a pro version. It can be available for the anything now. Clear? That is a OSS and pro. Now we are going to use the OSS. To run how to integrate now we're going to see. Now once I start this Nexus server, okay, in my I will go for there is a nexus.exe file. Once I start that, okay, 801, let's see. And then once you start, then we can access that. We need to create a repository and all everything is done. Now after that we need to integrate our Jenkins, right? For if you want to integrate this Nexus server in our Jenkins, we need to install the one plugin. The plugin name is the Nexus Platform plugin. Remember, Nexus Platform plugin. And remember one thing, this Nexus integration will be do the two ways. Nexus integration will do the two ways, through Maven pom.xml, through our plugins. If your developer are written the code for pushing the artifact in Nexus repository, now we don't need to integrate the Nexus repository. Okay, by default they will the pom.xml only will push to the repository. If they won't configure in the pom.xml file, okay, then we must be install the plugin. We need to be create that. This is what we are going to learning now. Okay, if the developer are written in the pom.xml file and the repository names and pushing the repository name and all, we don't need to install the plugins. We don't need to do integrate. Okay, it will once the build it is done, automatically it will push to the repository also. If they won't do, what we'll do, we need to install the plugin and we need to integrate that. We need to install the plugin and we need to integrate that. That's what we're going to learning now. Clear guys? Now let me go with the Nexus download. If you want to download the Nexus, what we need to do, go to your browser, just simply search with the Nexus download. Click this OSS Sonatype Nexus, click this. Now here go with this products, somewhere resources, there it is, link, document, release note, update note, supports. Okay, Exchange community, why they change the website. Okay, now let me go download section. Where is the download section they mentioned? Let me search with the go a little bit back. We have a download option directly in here. Just click this here. Okay, we got it here. Here we need to go for the download from the Nexus repository. If it is Windows, we need to download this is one. If it is Linux, we need to download this tar file. Okay, I'm going to download this. If I download this, what will happen? It will get the folder structure like this: softwares and DevOps, softwares. Okay, so not type of now. Okay, let me go where I extracted. That's what I'm searching. Jenkins. Okay, this is the Sonar. Okay, this is what I done. I put it here. I downloaded for 6.2. Okay, anything will work. No worries on this. Now we will get this kind of folder structure on this. Now by default, what port it will run, and those things where we need to see config folder and Sonar.property file, and see here If your custom database and all we are going to use, we need to configure the here database and all. If you are using the custom database and all, right? Now go to little bit down. All the properties. This is the main properties file will come here. Okay, all properties will go to here, and then next web file. Okay, now nothing is there, and the main folder is the what? Main folder is the what? Bin folder. Okay, in the bin we need to go with the which version we are. You see, if you have downloaded the zip file, we'll get everything. Okay, if you go for bin folder, then which one we have? The Windows 64-bit I have. Okay, I am the 64-bit. Okay, I need to go for this path. I'm going to this path. Now what is the option I need to use? Start sonar server.bat/run. Start sonar server.bat/. Oh, sorry, what I'm doing. Sorry. At least no one is saying that for me, I guess. Shit. Sorry guys, sorry. Actually, I'm doing for the SonarQube. For teaching for Nexus, but I'm teaching for the SonarQube. No one is teaching, telling me. Right? Where is that software I downloaded? These both are really confusing to us, these two tools. Okay, that's what I thought. Why it came like this? This is a Nexus. Okay, this is a Nexus server I'm going to use now. Sonar type Nexus, that is a SonarQube. This two, that is what the two names are very confused. Okay, this Sonar type Nexus, this is SonarQube. Really, I am also sometimes will be confused. Now what is that? This is Sonar type Nexus, and next one is the SonarQube. Okay, that we'll discuss tomorrow. Now the Sonar type Nexus. Now this is a bit folder. We have to start this nexus.exe/run. Okay, this we need to start the main file, and then next the etc, the Nexus default properties we need to go and see here what is the port and all we are going to use. This is port. What is the port is by default run 8081. Okay, 8081 we need to run. This is by default port is the. If you want, we can modify here. Okay, if you want, we can modify directly here. And then next, how to start? Just go to bin folder. Open command prompt and /nexus.exe/run. Okay, if I run like this, my Sonar type Nexus will be run. It will take little bit more time. Let it be run. Unable to delete it. What happened? What happened? Let me 1 second, guys. Bin slash nexus.exe/run. No, it's not /run. This is /run. So let me open my documentation. I've written the document for this. I don't know. It should be work. Actually, I don't know why it's not running first. Same command only I run today. Now also it's working. Okay, it's working. Install. So I need to divide this all documents. SonarQube Nexus integration with the Jenkins models. Okay, now downloading, where we need to download, how to download, and how to start. Everything I mentioned the step by step. Okay, once we're done, we need to access with the localhost 8081. Once we access, we'll get a dashboard like this. Okay, where we need to go and all everything I mentioned the step by step here. Just go through this. Okay, just go through this one. It's a complete nexus. Okay, then next what we'll do, let me access that. How to access? Localhost 8081. It's taking time.
మధు గారు జగదీష్ అండి.
Yeah.
అదే లైనక్స్ లో మనం నెక్సెస్ వేసినప్పుడు బై డిఫాల్ట్ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళి అది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది? /usr bin లో నుంచే.
అది యాక్చువల్లీ నీకు సర్వీస్ గా కాదు కదా నువ్వు రన్ చేసేది, ఇది కూడా జార్ ఫైలే కదా, దాంట్లో బిన్ ఫోల్డర్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడికి రన్ చేస్తావు అంతే, నార్మల్ గా రన్ చేస్తావు. బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో రన్ చేస్తావు అంటే ఎలా, బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో ఎలా రన్ చేస్తావు అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు రన్ విత్ ద లైక్ దిస్. లెట్ మీ షో యూ హౌ టు రన్ ద బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. నౌ దిస్ ఇస్ nexus.exe. Okay, now in the current path, you are in the current path, for example nexus.exe. Okay, /run and you put the ampersand here. If you run here, it will run in the background. Okay, it will run in the background. Rest nexus.exe start also will work like that. Okay, instead of run also it will start also will work. We tried in that. Okay, it will work on the start also. Clear?
Okay.
You should be running the ampersand, it will run in the background only. Okay, otherwise the terminal will be take action.
అదే విండోస్ లో మనం బిన్ లోకి వెళ్ళి స్టార్ట్అప్ చేస్తున్నాం, అదే లైనక్స్ లో కూడా బిన్ లోకి వెళ్ళి స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి కదా, అంతే ఉంటుంది.
అక్కడే ఉంటుంది దాని ఇప్పుడు చూడు, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ విల్ షో దట్. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ షో దట్. నౌ ఐ యామ్ ఇన్ దిస్ పాత్, రైట్? సో సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్, yeah, the same like this, right? For Linux also same, it will come bin folder. Yes, actually I will do that document also, I will share that document also. Okay, soon I will share that. Yeah, the same, the bin folder we need to go and we need to start. Okay, it will list a huge server. Okay, the version of an XML validated automated the exports critical security vulnerability. We recommend to immediate update, especially if that is a public instance. Okay, fine, I will update my new version later on. Okay, by default it is the password is the admin 123. By default it is the admin 123. Let me log in this, sign in as admin. Okay, sign in as admin. Now the by default admin username is for you guys, it won't come if it is latest. Yeah, that will work, Rajesh. You can go, Linux means anywhere. Okay, it is not a AWS, it is not a CentOS, it's not Ubuntu. Okay, that your wish, but software is the same, downloading and using. Okay, in the UP, the AWS means there is no nothing in this. The AWS means that is also Linux servers. Okay, you can access publicly everywhere in the world. Okay, in the local system, whenever we have the system, then only we will connect. Okay, that is the difference mainly. And let go for repositories. Now click settings here. I will show again. Settings, repositories. I need to create a repository. Right now in GitHub, Bitbucket, what we will do? We are going to create a repository there, right? And for pushing your code, for like this only, we are going to create a new repository here. Create new repository. And which one we are going to pushing now? Maven, right? I am going to click the Maven to hosted repository. I am clicking this. It will open this page and give the repository name here. Now JMSTH Spring project. Okay, this is JMSTH 20 Spring. Okay, the name is a unique one. Okay, unique one, it should be there. JMSTH 20 Spring project. I am going to my repository name. Now remain thing is as it is, like a storage and Maven was release. Okay, and layout policy. These are the things. I make it as it is. Okay, this is the by default. I don't have any other than this. Okay, by default only I don't have any option because of I'm using for the inbuilt OSS version. If you are using other database, you will get here the database. If you are configure the database will come here. Okay, now clean up and clear the create repository. Now I created repository. So that repository we have to see here. What is that? This is one, right? JMS 20 Spring project. Now, if you want to browse your repository, what is the content is there not done? Go to here, this browse server content. Click here and search with the browse here left side. Go to here and browse. And what is the project name we created just now? JMS 20 Spring, right? See, I click here. I don't have any content here. I don't have any var file, jar files. Nothing is it's empty. Now, if I integrate this server to my Jenkins, if I push there, it will come here. Okay, that is what I need to integrate with the Nexus server to our Jenkins. Let's go that. Okay, let me start my Jenkins now. This is done. I create the repository. My work is done in the Nexus server. Now localhost 8080. Let's start my Jenkins. Now, next, what we guys will do, if you want to integrate that, you must be install the plugin. What is the plugin? I will show that. Okay, which plugin you need to install? Take a note. Okay, and manage plugins. And you guys search with the available tab. You guys must be searching the available tab. I'm going to show in the next install tab. Just Nexus platform, click and install without restart option. Okay, what is the plugin name? Is the Nexus platform plugin. This one, Nexus platform. Okay, this plugin name we need to be installed. I'm going to share with you guys. If you want to take a back of this name. Okay, Nexus platform plugin we need to be install this. Integrate with the Sonatype Nexus to Jenkins. Okay. Now, once you install the plugin, right? Now go to Jenkins. I need to go manage Jenkins only and manage Jenkins. Now what happened? I need to configure the server first. My Nexus has one server, right? This running on the which port 8081. I need to integrate the server communication first. If it is both is communicate, my Jenkins and server will be talking to each other. Then only I am able to push my var jar, right? Now first we need to set up the server configuration. Now let me know, guys, where we need to start configure our servers configuration under which section? Servers configuration. Under which section? Under which section, guys? First. Okay.
Nodes.
Configure systems. Okay. Configure system. Good. Good, Gordon. Okay. Now configure system. Okay. Manage Jenkins. Configure systems. Configure systems. Let me go. Configure system. Why can you please mute yourself? You want to speak with me? Others can please mute yourself. Okay, fine. Now this configure system taking time. This Nexus server, it is two server. It's taking a lot of CPU. Okay, let it be. And this Nexus and both will match today, right? And tomorrow also it will use Sonatype Sonar also. It's taking time. It will come. 1 second. It's coming. Okay. Now in the configure system, right? Now go to little bit down, and here we'll get a Sonatype Nexus. If you're not seeing this option, does means what? You should be install the plugin. What is the plugin? Nexus plugin. If you install the plugin only, we'll get this option. Okay, this option, or else you won't get it. Now it will ask the some inputs. Okay, you need to give the any one of the name and server ID also your wish. This server ID and we are going to configure in our Jenkins job place. Okay. Now what is my URL is running? localhost 8081. This is name is your wish. Okay, ID, this is not a both are same also, your wish. Okay, it's not a mandatory, but for understanding purpose I'm making this. Now I add the credentials for my Nexus. If you're not having the credentials, what we need to do, we need to add the first. Go to Jenkins here, and what is the my Nexus credentials now? What is the Nexus credentials? Admin 123. By default credentials is what? Admin 123. Even you can create your own user also, but I'm going to the default user admin 123, and I'm going to give the Nexus, and I'm giving that Nexus credentials here. Nexus, it's saying that name is already there. Okay, like that I'm giving. I click the add. After adding this name, I will able to see in under my drop down section under the add the credentials section. Okay, now I'm going to cancel it here. If I drop down here, once you save this, now you will get a here. Okay, anything. Okay, Nexus credentials. I have the two. I am using the Nexus now. Both are the same. Okay, admin 123. Okay, now once you configure, right, just click the test connection. If it is successfully connection is succeeded, then only we are able to connect. See, Nexus repository manager 3.x is connection is successfully. If it is not, we can't push to the our artifacts to remote repository. Okay, that is Nexus repository, we can't. You must be test the connection. Okay, we have set that email notification, right? Same kind of here. Okay, same kind of here as well. Okay, once you have set up everything, then simply apply, save it here. Apply, save it. Then next, where we need to go? We need to go our Jenkins job now. Inside our Jenkins job, we need to go. Okay. Now I'm going to take that Jenkins job name is JMSTH 20. Okay. Now here, which one? Maven GitHub, right? I'm going to take this. Whatever we have configured earlier, right? Now click the configure. Click the configure. Now here, come little bit down. This is my, I'm going to use, yesterday we used this one, right? Like labels. What is the label? This is the my slaves, right? I won't use now. I'm remove this because of I did not online. The slave is not online. Okay, again it will throw the error. That's why I remove this. Now if you are using slaves, means that slave should be up and running. Okay, that agent should be running. Then only it will connect. Okay. Now this is my Git project. Okay, this is my not in my Spring Boot project, right? Like where it is then. Tomcat, right? This one. Let me take for deployment too also. That is a simple project. This is our actual project. Okay. This is we done for the last previous classes for the Tomcat, right? Now go to little bit down. Little bit down. I configure my Jenkins GitHub URL here, my GitHub credentials here, and then next what I done, I don't want to use as of now webhooks here. I remove this. Then next what I will do, I use the Maven. Maven is done now. Maven package, it will get the artifact, and then I did not started the Tomcat anything anymore here now. Let it be. Let it be. Okay. Now what I do in the build section, I need to, what I will do, I need to use for the which one option. This is very important. Note it down. And this one. Nexus repository manager publisher. Okay, Nexus repository manager publisher. We need to add it here. Now there I added the one ID, right? Server ID and all. That will come here. Next local Nexus 3. Okay. Now repository. This if it is successfully connected with the your Jenkins and Nexus, then only we'll see the all our repositories. This is my custom repository. Whatever I created here, it will show here. Okay, or else it won't come. If you are succeeded, then only we'll get these options. Okay. If you're not getting here, means you are not able to connect it both properly. Okay, remember. And which is the one we created just now? JMS TH20 Spring, right? This is what we have just created, right? JMS TH20 Spring. This is what I selected now. And this tag I told, right? This OSS version won't support this tag. This OSS version won't support this tag. If you click here, it will throw the error. Okay, we'll see that. And what is the package? I'm going to Maven only. It will come. Why Maven only will come, guys? Add package. Why Maven only will come? Because of this. When you creating this repository, I selected the Maven hosted, right? When I creating this repository, I select the Maven hosted. That's why it's showing the Maven package. If it Dagger will come here. Okay, fine. Now this group. What is the group ID? Your domain name. com.jms. Okay, com.jms. Artifact is the jar file name. JMS TH. Okay, Spring project. Okay, JMS TH Spring project. Version is the 1.0. Okay, and packaging is the what type of packaging it is? For example, var file, and this is done. Okay, now group ID is the your domain name, and artifact is the jar file name, which is the jar file you want to store, which is the format you want to store. What is the naming convention of your jar file? That jar file means var file. Okay, that will be go for here. This name only will go. Okay, then 1.0, and then where my artifact will be located. Where my artifact will be located. Where my artifact will be located? Under, guys, all artifacts where it is located? Under which folder? In Windows system. Where?
Target folder.
That is only right. Users, where? Users, my username, .jenkins under workspace. Under workspace name is what? This is the JMS TH GitHub Maven something it is there, right? And what is the JMS TH GitHub Maven? This is a project. Okay. Now this is a project. This is a target folder. Under this target folder, I have a my var file located this part. We need to give the absolute path of my var file. Now copy this location, target folder location, and then give it here. Then slash my var file name also. Okay, the var file name also I'm going to give as of now. Leave it that now. Now this my var file name also. Okay. Okay. If you are doing in your system your var file name, okay, it's not the same. Whatever you have, we need to give that one. This classifier and extension, right? It's not required. Okay, this classifier is the for their own purpose. If they're using for any extension for this var file and all, they will use. Okay. Now as of now, I don't want anything. Keep it that. Apply, save it. Even I don't use in real time also. Okay. Apply, save it. Now done. See, I don't have any var file now here, right? Refresh this. I am going to refresh this. Nothing will come, right? Now let me click the build now button. Definitely it will fail because of my Tomcat server is not done, right? It will be definitely it will fail. Just me click the build now button. Let me run my Tomcat also meanwhile. Okay, where it is located? Software, DevOps. My what is that? What is that? Software. Yeah, this Tomcat I'm going to start. Startup.bat file. Done. Localhost 8282. I run this. 8282 or 8484 something. 8484 I run. No. Actually, that is not that. Here, that server configuration is a different one. This is a different one. Used for different port. When it's a Tomcat users.x notepad, right? I choose for the different one now. The server is the different one. Okay, if you want to use that, you can use that only. What I will do, I need to go with the proper one. I don't know what exactly I configure. I have a lot of servers that's I'm confusing. Which server I need to go? Okay, servers here. Which one I need to go? And I need to check here. This is what this server I used to run. Usually I need to run this server. See, it got failure. Let's see the console output here. Definitely it will failure, right? The Tomcat server is not running. It will show the connection timeout error. If it is failure under Nexus, means that we did some configuration wrong. If it is comes under Nexus, see, it is deploying that. Now what happened? Uploading the Maven asset to group ID. This is it is successfully done. This Maven uploaded successfully. Then next, it is going for deployment stage. Okay, deploying in the context that, but I don't have any server connection timeout. It got it right. Now see here, I don't have anything, right? Just I'm refreshing this. Now com jms Spring is a project name, and the new version released for the 1.0. My WAR file is located here. If I click that here, this WAR file, this using the curl command. If I use this, it will download. If I click here also, it will download my WAR file. See, now just download it. Curl command you use and download that, and we can deploy wherever you want. Okay, simply my WAR file will be coming to here, right? Clear up to now, very clear. Now what I will do, let me do. I will show here. I will show one more thing. Because of the people will be doing mistakes here, I'm going to explain here. And go to Jenkins again. I'm going to show you configuration one more time. Configure. Now see, again I will show the configuration. I download the Git. This is my Maven project. I download it here and I use my GitHub credentials, and then I use Maven, invoke top level Maven targets, Maven lifecycle, and the package is lifecycle I'm giving, and then I set up my local Nexus server. This is, and I given them my Nexus repository, whatever I configure over in the Nexus, that is what here, and which packaging I want to store, what is the format I want to store, I given this, and where is my located WAR file? I'll configure here. Now what I'm doing here, this version 1.0 is download right here. 1.0 is came here. For example, now apply, save it. Apply, save it. I click the build now again. Now this time we'll throw in the Nexus level onwards. This time the build will be failure Nexus onwards. Why? The version is already there in my Nexus. The version is already there in my Nexus server. The Nexus already there in my Nexus server. What happened? I clicked on what? Click it, right? Okay, let me click the build now button again. Standing now. See the console output. It's very important thing I'm trying to show you guys. I already deployed the I already pushed to the 1.0 version, right? Now again, what happened? I did not change my version number. See, in my version 1.0 already there, I did not change the version number inside my Jenkins. Okay, inside my Jenkins I did not change. Now it's showing here only. Okay, why? It's not uploading. Uploading of Maven component is the failure because of the whatever your component was unsuccessful. Why? This is the reason is it will come little bit down. We are able to understand. If you are able to understand this, upload Maven with GAV means that is what you already have the same version. Again, you are trying to upload the same. That's why it will cause failure. Now every time you need to building the new one means you need to change the every time version, right? Now that is a wrong thing, right? Every time going configure and every time building. Now you are not there in front of system. What it will do? If you are not there in front of system, what it will do? Right? It's not possible. Now my requirement is what? Whatever the build number I have, the build number I need is stored inside the Nexus repository as my folder name, my version number, my tag number. Okay. Now that's what I'm trying to show you here. Clear, guys? Requirement. See, I have already the 1.0. What I'm going to try to the same version again. It will throw the error because of the version is already there. This 1.0 already there. That's why it won't be pushed. Now, what happened? I want to override this. Like as every time, if I in front of system, I can modify, I can build now. Every time I need to do the modification, right? Manual stuff. Now you want to give here. You want requirement is my build number. I want. What are the build number I have? I need to be integrated. Dollar braces and we need to give the build underscore number. What is this? You can ask me what is this. This is the default environment variables from the Jenkins. Okay, default environment variable the Jenkins. Job name, job ID, build number. Okay, these are the environment variables from the build Jenkins. Now how I know that? Go to here. Simple. We need to go here. Everything will get know this. What is the default names will come in the Jenkins they provided. Based on the option, we are going to take it out here. Okay, this is very important in the real time we are going to use. Okay, now I'm going to share with you in the programming level pipeline and all we are going to use the same thing. Remember this time, and again same thing we are using the pipeline code as well. Okay, clear? Clear, guys? This build number, if I give the build number, what will happen? The environment variable, it will give the what are the build number is printing that. For example, what is the build number as of now? Maybe 5 or 6 or 7, right? Now, if what are the new build will come, that build number it will go for is the folder inside the tag number here. This tag number, if it is 8 build, it will go 8. If it is 9th build, 9 will go. 10 build, 10 will go. 11 build, 11 will go. Like that it will go. Let me save, apply, save it, and click the build now button now. See 23, right? Now it will go for the 24th one. Now the second one, it will go to the 24th one. Let's see. I don't have a 24 here. See, guys. I don't have a 24 here, right? Only 1.0 I have. Okay, under JMS Spring project, I have only 1.0 as of now. Okay, 1.0 I have. Right? Let me wait for some time. Complete up this build. Now go to here. Console output. See, deployment also succeeded. Okay, everything is succeeded now. Okay, end-to-end deployment is done. But I click the build now button. But if you don't want to that also, developer need to push to the code. You need to set up the what webhooks. Then it will be work. Okay, that you guys can be take care of that. If you want the end-to-end auto flow. And tomorrow's Nexus also will do. After Nexus also, you can try with the all stuff in the one place. Okay, end-to-end integration project. People are asking, I need to integrate all the tools. I need to end-to-end. I want to implement. I want to show the end-to-end application. People are asking this stuff to anyone. Like a lot of people will teach, but they will confuse like which tool I need to go for, where I need to integrate, how to integrate. Separate they can teach. Okay, but we need to integration with the mandatory. Okay, now just refresh this. Now see, my 24 will also come. If I build the new one, if I click the build now button, it will give the 25 will come. I don't want to change anything. I don't want to cut. I don't change anything in the configuration. If a developer will push the new code, the new var will be stored into there. Simply, what are the one stable one will go? They will go for deployment. Okay, they will go staging environment. If it is working fine, they will go for the pre-production and production also. Okay, like that you will go for the real-time environment. Any questions, guys? Let's see complete of this. We'll get the 25th year. I did not change any configuration as of now, right? I did not modify anything. If your new version will new, what is the build number will come, that build number will go in the Nexus repository. Just refresh this. Now 25th will come here. This also will store the lava file. What is the var code is having, that it will be create, that will go storing. Clear? Clear, guys? I hope you guys are enjoyed. It's very important. Okay, very important. Okay, lot of people are confusing. Okay, even I got watching the second my highest video is this is the one. First is my Jenkins interview question, that is the 21,000 people are watched. This is the 7,000 people are watched.
మధు బ్రో,
Yeah.
అది మీరు ట్యాక్స్ అని చెప్పారు కదా, అంటే ప్రోలో మాత్రం ఉంటుందని, అది ఎక్కడ ఉపయోగిస్తారు?